As long as you still experience the stars as something above you, you lack the eye of knowledge. Growing up, there were moments on the edge of sleep when I could hear what sounded like a symphony of classical music playing inside my head. I've met others who have experienced this same phenomenon, usually those who are musically inclined. Pythagoras reported hearing a celestial song, which he referred to as the music of the spheres, an ancient philosophical concept that regards the proportions of the movements of the heavenly bodies as a form of music. Our chakras are each toned by the organs of our body, like the piano organs of a cathedral. Let's explore a syncretism of the 7 luminaries, 7 chakras, and 7 notes of the musical scale. As vibration expresses as color, shape, and sound, what are the sounds of the luminaries? It's interesting how when you zoom in on Venus, for instance, it's reminiscent of the shapes one sees in a cymoscope, used in the study of cymatics, which is the shape of sound. Some cymatics look like flowers and are reminiscent of the chakra petals. The etymology of chakra is a little disk of light, which is a perfect description for what the luminaries look like. The resonance between the sound of the luminaries and the sound of our chakras may be an essential link to integrate the mysterious opening words of Nietzsche. I like to think of the womb as a camera, a word which means chamber. When the aperture, or yoni in this case, opens to expose the newborn to light, our being crystallizes the positions of the luminaries that reflect in our chakra template. In essence, our natal chart is like a photograph taken from all angles at once. Even an aperture has a similar aesthetic to a natal chart, and the natal chakra is where we develop, like film in a dark room of the womb. This is a simple model to appreciate how we are embedded with the entire cosmos. Hence, we are each a hologram, or holon, of totality. In this spirit, let's take a look at the 7 and 12 note scales to explore how we can relate to luminary archetypes with syncretic musical practice. First, I'll need to clarify that what I'm presenting is resonant with a 432 Hz frequency. Anyone who researches chakra scale correspondence will find multiple models. While some say these are conflicting, my contention is the 440 Hz tuning has a different cymatic expression, thus will shift where each note has its dominant resonance within the body. Having spent time with brilliant musicians who are now teachers in the Syncretism Society, we reinforced our observations of these correspondences after working with 432 Hz for many years on our own. The 7-note correspondence we agreed on is as follows. I encourage you to experiment humming each note and feeling where they most resonate inside your body. What's interesting, and perhaps new to most, is the lower three chakras played together have a hellish sound, while the higher three chakras played together create a heavenly harmony. From a syncretic perspective, this makes perfect sense, as our heart represents earth, and the below and above areas representing hell and heaven, respectively. Do not be fooled into thinking this is a polarized perspective, where the lower three chakras are seen as somehow bad or lesser. Hell serves a necessary function, just as heaven does. Observe how these two chords are affected by the tone of the earth. What follows is a more experimental take on the 12 notes and 12 luminaries. The goal is that by identifying correspondences, one can sing, hum, or play music with the intention of phasing with a particular archetype. For instance, if you've eaten too much food, you can resonate with the Moon and Mars centers to help digest and ground your intake. I like to catch when my ears ring and figure out what note and hence what archetype is being highlighted in that moment. Some viewers may have a knee-jerk reaction to dismiss these correspondences, as there is an overwhelming amount of disinformation, and this goes against most popular models I've seen. Yet here are some childlike proofs I offer to help evaluate their validity. Mars is the red luminary of the red root chakra. The moon is sometimes orange and is related to fertility cycles of the orange navel chakra. The sun is yellow and relates to the solar plexus archetype of empowerment. Venus is depicted as being green and as an archetype is associated with love, relating to the green heart chakra. Mercury is the archetype of communication, syncing naturally with the blue throat chakra. Jupiter is expansion, placed at the third eye of our indigo expansive imagination. And Saturn is Lord of the Rings, the crowned luminary of the crown chakra. It's interesting to note that most popular models I see often invert Saturn from crown to root. Keep in mind, there are different resonances with different tunings, notably 432 versus 440 Hz. If one is spending most of their time listening to 440 Hz music and inside of electrical grids running on 110 and 220 volts, which are lower octaves of 440, they may experience different resonances as their body is crystallized or phased with that frequency. Consider also, depending on the octave that you are in, it may resonate with the lower or higher energy centers. For instance, bass frequencies will tend to resonate with the root chakra. The natural range and timbre of an instrument can also have an effect on how you feel it in your body. I like chimes for more ethereal vibes touching the higher chakras. I love the flute for the heartfelt and playful presence that it has. And I absolutely dig the handpan for the whole body sensation, spanning from deeper to higher notes with a percussive undercurrent. Not feeling the resonance clearly in the body when humming a note can also indicate a misalignment in that area. For instance, I'm pretty sure I have a parasite in my navel area, and when I hum E flat, it's not as clearly felt as the other notes in their respective areas. I see this process as a game of solving the puzzle of ourselves. First comes the sevenfold mirror, and then the 12, as there are more than 7 chakras in the body. 7 is simply a useful starting point. I envision that mastery of this template will facilitate a new movement in music where one can match the intention of archetype to its tuning, and even orchestrate one's flow throughout the day in accordance with the sun passing through the 12 signs. Perhaps this is already taking place on a more intuitive level. I feel the masters of pop music, which is a very small group of people, know exactly how these relationships work and use it to highlight the lower appetites. Please share your perspectives, reactions, and insights to help make this a co-creative discovery. And if there's enough interest and response, I'll do a part 2 with updates. Now, at the spring equinox, the start of the true astrological year, it's a perfect time to set intentions and reimagine our approach to this dance called life. Happy True Years, everybody. Always in love. Love in all ways.